us up some scrambled eggs and serve them with a nice layer of ketchup.
You know, I'm starting to feel better already.
Ballet and painting and the operas of Rossini, flowers and red wines and pesto and linguine. Good things are flowing like ketchup on a weenie.
Ketchup for the good times.
Ketchup, ketchup.
Good evening and welcome to College 56, your source for IPFW volleyball action. Tonight, the Volleyball take on Loyola Chicago. I'm Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott. Ryan joins us again with all the expert analysis. Ryan, what are we facing tonight with Loyola?
Well, Loyola, they're a very scrappy team, and their record at 6-7 in conference play doesn't indicate what kind of team this is. It's a very good blocking team, a very good defensive team, and offensively, this is one of the better teams that IPFW will see all season.
Now, I understand that Loyola does have one thing to their credit. They've beaten Ohio State at home.
The only team to beat Ohio State at home, a very important match that was. IPFW second place in the conference at 11-2. Perhaps if they could win here tonight and with a loss to Ohio State tomorrow against Lewis, can have something for first place.
One last thing, quick key for IPFW tonight.
IPFW continue to dominate at the net. If they can serve well like they did last night against Quincy and play good backcourt defense, they're going to do just fine.
All right, Ryan Perrott says serving's the key. We'll find out when we come back. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Hilliard Gates Sports Center on the campus of Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. This is Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott calling the action in this evening's men's volleyball match between the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago and the 2000 IPFW Volleydons. Ryan Perrott, this is senior night as well, so there are going to be a few awards handed out.
A couple special recognitions for the graduating seniors of IPFW. Chris Gislin, the setter for IPFW, Hector Soto, one of the outside hitters, Mike Cummings, one of the middle blockers, and Scott Lane, the opposite. And I believe we're about to get that presentation underway just shortly. So a very special night in. Some of the families are in from some of the guys.
Traveled in from out of town to watch their sons honored by Coach Ball.
Fans, at this time, let me welcome you to Senior Night 2000. At this time, on behalf of IPFW Athletics and the men's volleyball team, we would like to acknowledge the accomplishments of its 4 seniors. Our first senior, number 11, Mike Cummings. Mike is a middle blocker and studying general studies. From Young America, Minnesota, Mike Cummings. He is accompanied by his mother, Deanne Cummings, and his little brother, Tim. Ladies and gentlemen, number 11, Mike Cummings. Our next senior, number 10, Chris Gislin. Chris is an All-American center, and his major is communications. Hails from Red Wing, Minnesota, number 10, Chris Gislin. Chris is escorted tonight by his parents, Jane and Nick Gislin. Our next senior, number 15, Scott Lane. Scott is an opposite hitter and majoring in supervision. Hails from Huntington Beach, California, number 15, Scott Lane. Scott is escorted tonight by Lloyd and Vivian Ball. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Scott Lane. And our next senior, number 13, Hector Soto. Hector is a two-time All-American outside hitter, majoring in general studies from Arojo, Puerto Rico. Hector Soto. Accompanied him, his parents, Hector and Maria Soto. Ladies and gentlemen, number 13, Hector Soto. Let's have a nice round of applause for all four of our senior IPFW Mastodons.
There you're looking at both sides warming up after a nice moment for the graduating seniors. I'm not sure if they're all graduating, but the seniors certainly graduating from the Arnie Ball School of Volleyball. Ryan, you got a few numbers there for us on some of those guys?
Yeah, very, talking about the seniors, very emotional night being senior recognition night and all the families coming in of the recognizing seniors. We begin with Chris Gislin, the setter for IPFW, All-American player, second all-time here at IPFW in career assists, 5,779. He's second behind the great Loyola, who played here back in the early 90s. Hector Soto, number one all-time kills here at IPFW. He cracked the 2,000 mark a couple weeks ago. He's got 2,054 going into tonight's match. Two-time first-team All-American. One of the great dynamic players ever to come through this program. Mike Cummings, tremendous offensive presence for IPFW in the middle. Career hitting percentage right around the 320 mark, outstanding. And Scott Lane, one of the great servers, perhaps, here at IPFW. He's got 45 assists, service aces rather, this season. He's one away from tying his mark of last year, and that ranks him about 6th on the all-time list here at IPFW. So a lot of great records, tremendous athletes, these four, and they'll be greatly missed next year.
Which does beg the question, next year, what does IPFW have to look forward to with those four guys moving on?
Well, IPFW had a good recruiting year this year. They got a great crop of young recruits in this year, Jeff Schmitz, Matt Kent, Josh Sanders. But Jeff Patak will be the man next year. Last year's co-rookie of the year nationally. Outstanding outside hitter for IPFW. Great passer, good blocker. So he'll be the leader for this team, and he'll have to get the troops to rally with him and to have a successful season.
Which is the true test of a leader, when you can bring up the level of everyone around you.
That's right, and Jeff has that capability.
We're a few minutes away here from the start of the match. A few looks at some of the fans having a good time here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center. Taking a look at head coach Gordon Mayforth of Loyola. getting ready to see if he can take a game, take a match from IPFW, see if he can do what he did at Ohio State.
Loyola comes into tonight's match 6-7 in conference play, 19-9 overall. The record, of course, in conference doesn't indicate the way that this team could play. At 6-7 on the bubble of 4th, 5th, or 6th seed in the conference as we get ready for the conference tournament, which begins next weekend. IPFW will host a quarterfinal match next Saturday. We'll have it for you here on College 56. IPFW, they're 18-7 overall coming into tonight's match. 11-2 in conference play after their win last night over the Quincy Hawks. They're 9-1 here at home, but in conference play, they're 5-1 here at home. Of course, their only loss coming to the Ohio State Buckeyes, a team that everybody's trying to chase here in the MIVA. So this will be a very entertaining match. Their last meeting back on the 11th of February, IPFW winning in 3 tough games. On the road, 15-13, 16-14, and 15-12.
Talk about last night's match a little bit, Ryan. What was the key for IPFW?
Good performance from IPFW all around. They dominated the net play. Outstanding blocking by Chris Gislin, Mike Cummings in the middle, Angel Ruiz, Jeff Patak, Hector Soto, all around. Their serving was good between Chris, Hector, and Jeff with his good float serve. That jump float serve that he's been working on just recently. They dug a lot of balls too in the backcourt. One disappointing area was their middle production. Angel Ruiz hit negative. Mike Cummings about 200. So I think something that Coach Ball has worked on the last couple of weeks. And Gislin had a great setting game plan. Run the middle so he can open up the combinations in the outside hitting of Patak, Lane, and Soto. So we'll see if he continues to do that tonight. Run the middle early, establish both Ruiz and Cummings, and see if he can get the outside players going.
We're just about to get underway here. Little shared hitting there for 5 minutes. And we're going to listen to our national anthem.
For the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Amy Mitchell.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Thank you, Amy. Fans, at this time, it is my pleasure to welcome you to tonight's contest featuring the Loyola Chicago Ramblers and your IPFW Mastodons.
W men's volleyball, there we go. My audio here, ladies and gentlemen, a little rough tonight. Brought to you in part by Dairy Queen, Waterfield Financial Corporation, Fujifilm, Touchstone, Chestnut Group Incorporated, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Pizza Hut of Canterbury. you're watching the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago being introduced. There's Brad Staub.
The Ramblers are coached by Gordon Mayforth. And now, the starters for your IPFW Mastodons. A 6'4" sophomore from Hamburg, New York, number 1, Jeff Pitak. A 6'7" senior from Red Wing, Minnesota, number 10, Chris Gislin. A 6'8" senior from Young America, Minnesota, number 11, Mike Cummings. A 6'7" freshman from Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico, number 12, Angel Ruiz. A 6'6" senior from Aroa, Puerto Rico, number 13, Hector Soto. A 6'8" senior from Huntington Beach, California, number 15, Scott Lane. The Librero for the Dons, a 6'5" freshman from Nicosia, Cyprus, number 8, Panos Heracleus. The Dons are coached by Arnie Ball. He is assisted by Dennis Johnson.
All right, we're about seconds away from the start of this match. Once again, the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago, your 2000 IPFW Volleyball. This is Jay Warren, Ryan Barat. We've been itching to get going here. Ryan and Jay on the sidelines, hoping for a good match. I hope you are too. Thank you very much for joining College 56, your source for IPFW men's volleyball. Quick cutaway shot there of the Ramblers loosening up, getting ready to roll. IPFW has serve and ready to go. Number 1, Jeff Pitak. We're waiting for the officials to check the starting lineups, and we'll be underway.
Coming off a very strong game last night against Quincy. Ready for his jump floater.
Pitak's serve is wide, side out Ramblers. And back to serve for the Ramblers, number 5, Dan Haas. Eric Soto, well over the top of the Loyola block, and he sides out for IPFW. 0-0 game 1. Angel Ruiz back to serve. Quick attack dug by Pitak. Scott Lane on the back row. A little off speed there is kept up by Loyola. The outside. And that ball is touch called there, side out Loyola. Shane Davis, the setter, back to serve. And that falls in for ace. Just scraping the back line. Davis, a freshman out of Denver, Iowa.
Soto thinking that ball was going to go long, just caught the baseline.
Soto is dug, kept alive by Loyola. IPFW in transition. Delane on the back row and off hands, side out IPFW. Chris Gislin toes the line. And that serve is long. So a couple service aces for IPFW right away. Topspin passed perfectly by Hector Soto. Scott Lane with a hard cross court. And that is good for a side out.
Great pass by Soto so far. Loyola serving Hector on every single ball. Gislin establishing the outsides tonight, something different from what we saw last night. That time Scott Lane going radical angle for the side out.
Out of the middle. Rick Sullivan, junior middle hitter out of Deerfield, Illinois, putting that one down for the Ramblers. And he wins the serve as well. Tit for tat, there's Scott Lane out of the middle.
Nice set by Gislin there in the middle to Scott Lane. Very versatile, he can play any position. That time running middle.
Angel Ruiz in the front court now for the Dons. Jeff Petak getting a touch on that. Scott Lane unable to pick that one up.
Scott Lane, 12 digs last night. That shot barely off his left arm.
And a set to Scott Lane. The attempt down the line, and that is long. Point Loyola. 2-0 here in game one. The float serve to Hector Soto, passed up. Back again to Scott Lane, and he's looking for the touch call. He gets it. Side out IPFW.
Scotty going high and hard down the line off the hands. Just got the touch call there. He's back to serve.
Big back set by Shane Davis, running all the way across court. However, the attack is long, and that's a point for IPFW. Scott Lane hangs on to the serve. We'll see another one. And that serve is wide, side out Loyola. Brian, you're talking about serving is the key again, so we're just getting going, but
early, however, IPFW 3 service errors. Nice backslide there by Angel Ruiz in the middle.
So if you're IPFW and you're Coach Arnie Ball, what do you expect? You expect your guys to, have to warm up to it, or you expect them to come right out bombing aces?
Well, perhaps a little bit of nerves here early, but got to be able to serve aggressively by keeping the ball in play.
And we've got a side out Loyola. Back to serve for the Ramblers, number 5, Dan Haas. High outside to Soto. He goes down the line, and that is a kill for Hector Soto, one of just a few kills in his career.
He surpassed the great Jay Goldstein a couple of weeks ago. Hector over 2,000 kills in his career here at IPFW.
Little squib there, kind of mishit on the part of the outside hitter for Loyola, and kind of gobbled up Hector Soto there.
Hector expecting topspin, that one a floater, shanked it off the arms.
There's another floato. Hector Soto passes that one perfectly. Scott Lane out of the back row, big kill there. The digger unable to keep that one in play. Side out Dons, Chris Gislin.
Again here tonight, Scott Lane looking very strong here early, looks determined. He's got 4 kills, 5 kills now already, early here in game one.
Looking to do a little bit in front of the family members who are here visiting him. Not that he doesn't play tough every night. Cleos with a pass. Right on the nose. Net violation on Loyola. Side out Dons.
Good sign there for IPFW. Mike Cummings thundering a quick set down. First quick set to a natural middle. Cummings 1 for 1.
Big kill on the part of number 7, Brad Staub, a sophomore outside hitter from Palos Park, Illinois. Going down the line, and Heraclius unable to handle him. Two quick attackers there for IPFW, and it goes into the hands of Scott Lane, but he puts it into the net.
Loyola Chicago, every ball on Hector Soto. Nice pass there by Hector.
Jeff Pitak's attack is long, and we've got a string here for Loyola. They lead game 1 4-1.
Slow start here for IPFW.
Perfect pass. And Jeff Pitak 2 in a row. A hitting error there on the part of Pitak. They're working Soto on the serves, though. You feel they've got a strategy they're trying to work him.
Yeah, again, the conventional strategy. Nice cut shot there by Mike Cummings in the middle. Side out to IPFW. Conventional wisdom for most teams. Serve Hector Soto, see if they can tire him out early. Hector's thus far passing well. Looks strong in the legs.
And that's a side out, number 6, Chris Stepanidis. Outside hitter, a senior, West Chicago, Illinois. Again, the serve to Soto. Little shoot set there to Ruiz, and he is able to get a couple of fingers on that. And that falls in for a kill. Side out IPFW, and Scott Lane is back to serve.
Nice set distribution so far by Chris Gislin early.
Moving the ball around.
4 service errors early here for IPFW. That's Scott Lane's second. Their last meeting, IPFW had 8 service aces in Chicago.
Stepanidis there with the hard jump serve. Pushed back out to Scott Lane out of the backcourt, and his attack is long. 6-1 Loyola in game 1.
A lot of hitting hairs here early. IPFW pressing the issue a little bit.
And that is good for the Dons. Hector Soto out of the back row. Stopped the bleeding there, did Chris Gislin, going to Hector Soto.
Got to understand that the emotions are running kind of high tonight, senior night. Perhaps that playing a little factor here early. Nice, up by Lane.
Great dig on the part of Scott Lane. And he hears it from his teammates. Saving point there. Gaining a point, in fact.
Nice dig by Lane. That scorpion flipper, flips it up with his left hand. Soto able to put it away.
Touch there, power tip, gobbled up to Hector Soto on the outside, and he is blocked, picked up by Pitak. Back to Soto on the outside, hard cross court, dug by the Librero. And the Librero forced to set it over. In transition, Ruiz is touched, and IPFW sides out Hector Soto. The ball was overpassed off of Ruiz's attack, and Soto puts it away. Never say die, and IPFW able to gain another point, closing the gap 6-3 here in game 1.
IPFW starting the flow now, starting to catch a spark. Couple points in a row. Hector chasing, gets it.
Great dig on the part of Hector. Hector Soto off the block, and a side out, rather a point. IPFW.
Great play by Hector Soto coming in front of us with the dig. Chris Gislin, nice high set back to Soto, tooling it off the block. 3 in a row now for IPFW. Tough serve by Patak.
Ooh. and barely kept alive by IPFW. Darn near. Side out Loyola, but in a heartbeat, IPFW closes the gap. They're only down 6-4 here in game one. And we've got Dan Haas, freshman for Loyola. Back to Soto on the outside. Hard cross court. That ball would have landed on the 10-foot line and not touched by the Loyola defensive player.
Perfect set by Chris Gislin going to Hector Soto. Soto his 7th kill here in game one. IPFW down 2. Starting to get energized.
Took a minute to work the kinks out of their muscles. IPFW moving along now. And that is Shane Davis. Tandem play, and that is dug up. Soto running to the outside, and there is a kill there. So a great dig initially on the part of Loyola, but that ball was over the net, back to IPFW, and they run it again to Hector Soto on the outside and side out. Shoot set there, kept alive by the libero. Off speed there. Scott Lane coming across to keep that ball going. And middle hitter Mike Cummings unable to get some kind of a contact on that to keep it alive.
Nice play by Scott Lane coming right to left. Sticking out his left hand, popping it up. A little miscommunication there between Hector Soto and Mike Cummings.
We've got number 11, Justin Schnorr, waiting for a little sweat to be wiped up here on the IPFW side.
We saw that a lot last night. A lot of perspiration on the floor.
Yeah, the temperature outside's a little warmer, and such is the case inside here.
That heat and humidity coming indoors. A lot of perspiration flowing off the bodies of these guys. Have to wipe it up, make sure no injuries on slipping.
Hard jump serve, looked like it kind of floated a little bit. Eric Cleos didn't look like he was sure. It really kind of gobbled him up there. Outside to Lane, Lane down the line, and that ball is dug all the way out of bounds on IPFW's side, side out, Dons. Hector Soto back to serve. Going with the float. Brad Staub for Loyola going hard cross court. Rick Sullivan, junior middle hitter out of Deerfield, will put it in play for the Ramblers. Hector Soto, perfect pass. Two quick attackers, and it goes back to Soto. So the two fakes. Gislin running the two quick options and then giving it to Soto in the end.
The double quick offense from IPFW, freezing the Loyola blockers, enabling Soto to put it easy to the floor. Nice touch off the block here.
Little combination play there. Well, miscommunication there. Scott Lane upset as he is channeled into a double block. Nice shoot set there to Ruiz, and he sides out.
Angel 3 for 3 thus far in the middle, a good sign. Cummings also 2 for 2. Good production so far here tonight by the IPFW's middles.
Lane down the line. Block there off someone's noggin. Side out Loyola.
Good blocking duo at the net for IPFW, both Gislin and Ruiz. Gislin 109 blocks this season. Ruiz 99.
Dan Haas, big serve. Eric Cleves past the nail. Out of the backcourt to Scott Lane, and that is out of bounds. Side out IPFW.
Scott Lane high and hard again, tooling the block. 7th kill for him.
Is Lane even going for court, or is he just hitting hands there?
He's aiming for hands, high and hard. You know something's going to happen with his hard spin. Just like that. You see a little seam. Sneaking it through.
Side out Loyola, they lead game one 7-4. There you got to look at the coaching staff, IPFW. Dan Haas waiting for the whistle here. Dubuque, Iowa, a freshman middle hitter. And a little dump there by Chris Gislin, good for a side out.
Nice play by Chris Gislin there, going with the Statue of Liberty, the flick of the wrist right over top. He's got to get active here early. Keep the defense of the Ramblers guessing.
It will a little slow down once again. Some moisture being wiped up from the court. Angel Ruiz trying to stay loose at the back, and we're underway again. Net is called on IPFW after a great dig on the part of Jeff Petak.
Chris Gislin called for the net violation there. Gonna have again some perspiration wiped up off the floor.
And we are ready to go again.
This one's going to go long by Shane Davis. So far, Hector Soto has received almost every serve. There are a few exceptions on the jump serve by Loyola. We'll see how that plays a factor later on in the match.
Chris Gislin's jump serve. One-on-one, but 4 hits is the call. And that is a point IPFW. They get back within 2 here, now 7-5 in game 1. Right in the center of the net is Chris Gislin's jump serve, so 50% there on that series. Side out Loyola. And looks like a over the net. So you explain that it's a back row violation, backcourt violation.
Center interference.
Center interference.
Yeah, center interference. Gislin went to set the ball. The ball was played on his side of the court by the Loyola Rambler player. Violation.
The ball's got to break the plane of the net.
Yeah, retain possession to IPFW. Serve there by Soto.
Out of the backcourt, number 11 for Loyola, Justin Schnorr off a triple block and out of bounds. Side out, Ramblers of Loyola.
5 kills for Justin Schnorr here tonight early. He's perfect.
And we got a back row block there called on Chris Gislin. So working Soto a little bit. That pass was Hector Soto's and a little tight for Gislin.
That serve's going to go long. Yeah, that pass went on top of the net. Gislin went to play it. It crossed over the net because he's back row. He's in front of the attack line. Can't do that. It's a violation. Nice short serve by Cummings. Oh, great set by Shane Davis there. Wow, he was about 2 feet from the floor when he set that ball to the outside.
He was. That was the Superman set. He was flying down face first. Chris Gislin to Scott Lane. And that's a familiar combination. Side out IPFW. If you're just tuning in, you're watching College 56. This is Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott. We got Scott Lane serving the ball for the IPFW Dons. A little off speed there. And a hard tip on the part of Chris Gislin.
Gislin active here early, slamming that one down to the floor. Again, that's set up. Nice touch off the block by IPFW. Scott Lane throwing it right into the hands of Gislin.
Nice touch there, IPFW. A little frustration there on the part of Scott Lane. And Chris Stepanitis back for Loyola after they side out. So IPFW within 2 again, trailing 8-6. Kept alive by Loyola. A miss hit there on the part of Justin Schnorr. Side out IPFW. Jeff Pitak ready to go. Little cut shot there on the part of Schnorr. He was really forced outside, and that trickles down in front of Angel Ruiz.
Ruiz not pressing that time, getting his hands over the net. He was facing sideways there. Nice cut shot by Schnorr, sneaking it through.
Hector Soto's pass. Back to Soto. Down the seam, and that is a kill for Hector Soto. Side out IPFW. Ruiz back to serve.
10 kills already for Hector here in game 1.
Scott Lane keeping that ball alive. Hector Soto one-on-one. And a net violation is called on number 11, Justin Schnorr. So the Dons close to within 1. Angel Ruiz back to serve. Cross-court jump serve. Creating a little problems there. Schnorr is blocked. Librero off his knees, and it's rolled over by Loyola. Chris Gislin in transition. Hector Soto to the outside. Hard cross-court is good for a point. And IPFW ties it up now, 8-8.
Nice shot by Hector Soto. Going sharp cross-court. Coach Mayforth up and talking now to our bottom official. IPFW tied it up here at 8.
Good head coach there, Gordon Mayforth, calling timeout. Okay, we'll be right back with more Mastodon volleyball right after this.
Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all that possible.
IPFW? The best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
We're back now. Loyola still in their first time out here in game 1. IPFW starting off slowly, but picking it up and tying game 1 here at 8 apiece. There's a happy fan, couple there. Glad that IPFW loosened up and got it going.
Slow start for IPFW. They did the same thing last night. They're a slow starting team, and then whether it is nerves or the setting, the atmosphere, what have you, they take a little while to get going. They've managed to claw back, tie it up now at 8. Overpass.
Kept alive by Loyola. And a little miscommunication there between setter and middle, and that is a point IPFW.
Also a little miscommunication, Blair, on Cummings and Soto. Cummings wanting to hit the overpass, Soto also. Serve's going to go wide.
In that situation, both guys going up to deal with an overpass, you defer to whoever's close. So it's just a right-of-way situation.
Who's ever close, who's ever on the right side of the ball, both of those players right-handed, so would have been nice to have Hector Soto put it away, but middles always think it's our responsibility, so we're up swinging as well.
And your use of the term "our," Ryan, in the middle there for 4 years at IPFW.
Former middle blocker myself, I know the feeling. Couple hitting errors there by Hector Soto. Blocked once, hitting error out of bounds. Loyola up 2 now, 10-8.
Hector Soto with the pass back to Soto off the top of the block. That is picked up though. Outside to Schnorr, and Schnorr hard cross court. Jeff Petak touching it, but not able to keep it in play.
Nice deep shot by Justin Schnorr. Just handcuffing Petak in the backcourt. All of a sudden, it's a 2-point lead at 11-9.
Scott Lane out of the backcourt. Side out Dons. Through the block is Schnorr, and he takes one from the right side. Side out Loyola. And he'll go back to serve for the Ramblers. That serve is long on the part of Schnorr. Side out Dons, back to serve now Hector Soto, who has not been jump serving lately. At least in this game.
Perhaps some knee difficulties, or just wants to work on something different. He's wearing 2 knee braces here tonight.
When you jump 50 inches or so,
that's right.
You gain a little momentum coming back down.
It's a lot of wear and tear when you're hitting a lot of balls in the front court, and also to go back into the jump serve.
In transition for the Dons, Mike Cummings. And that is a side out for Loyola off the hands of Cummings. And timeout is called. All right. You too can participate in the excitement of Mastodon athletics by joining the Royal Dons Athletic Association. The Royal Dons is IPFW's official athletic booster organization. Members enjoy benefits such as priority seating at IPFW sports events and visits by the coaches and food and refreshments in the hospitality room. For more information about the Royal Dons, call 219-481-6958 or write to Royal Dons Athletic Association, 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana, 46805. Some happy IPFW fans wave from camera there. Although the Dons down 3 here. Arnie Ball calling timeout.
Loyola on a little run here offensively. A lot of hitting errors by IPFW early. They have 8 hitting errors already here in game 1. Although as a team, they're already hitting 43%. Not to be outdone Loyola, hitting 49%. So very even offensively. But IPFW twice as many errors hitting-wise as the Ramblers.
Which is not what you want to see when you're heading into the conference tournament. Slow start here.
Exactly.
Jeff Petak, though, pumped up obviously by the timeout. Side out Dons, Mike Cummings back to serve for IPFW. A short float serve there, picked up by the libero. Number 7, Brad Staub, an outside hitter. Palos Park, Illinois with the side out. Big kill on the part of Petak. Side out Dons.
Shot by Petak there going seam. 2 kills here in game 1.
That ball looked like it was a little tight, but Petak just put the hurt on it. Scott Lane, tough serve over pass. Heraclius, Gislin, Lane, blocked by Loyola.
Nice solid block there by the Ramblers at the net.
Got Chris Stepanidis. Back to Scott Lane.
shot. Scotty redeeming himself there on that cross-court shot. So far here in game one, Loyola 4 blocks, IPFW none. Of course, last night against Quincy, great blocking performance by IPFW. Tonight, not penetrating their hands.
We got the jump floater on the part of P-Tech, overpass on the part of Loyola, and a kill on the part of Hector Soto.
Nice serve by Jeff Patak to start things off. 30 service aces on the season, tied for second with Chris Gislin.
Got one back, but the Dons still trail by 2. 12-10 here in game one. Hector Soto, out to Soto. Ball a little off the net, and Soto playing his roll shot.
Great disguise by Soto, that's why that shot's so successful. Catching the Ramblers' defense on their heels.
Number 12, Angel Ruiz. Out of Cabo Rojo, Puerto Rico. There's Schnorr again. Number 11, Justin Schnorr, the freshman out of Racine, Wisconsin, having a good game so far. A lot of kills out of Schnorr.
9 kills here already in game one. He's hitting 57%. Great performance.
Soto. Side out Hector Soto and IPFW.
Soto 14 kills. IPFW, they got to get something going here defensively, not offensively, but defensively. You got to start blocking some balls, digging, converting some balls in transition.
Chris Gislin down the line. There's Schnorr again from the right side. That ball is dug up by P-Tech. Out to Soto. And he was way out of bounds, so Soto doing all he could just to keep the ball in play, and it is touched by one of the Loyola blockers and rolls in for a side out.
Poor defensive coverage there by IPFW. That ball should have been picked up.
So combination play there to Hector Soto. And Loyola very excited about their performance there.
Chris Stepanidis with the block on Soto. 13-10 now Loyola.
Hector Soto backcourt. High hands, side out Hector Soto. Dons trail by 3, 13-10 here in game one. Hector Soto with the float serve there. Combination play to the backcourt. That's a kill for, I'll figure it out here in a second. Side out though, Loyola. Outside to P-Tech. P-Tech's deep cross-court attempt is long. There is a touch call on the part of the down official though, side out IPFW. Mike Cummings back to serve. Brad Staub off the block of Jeff P-Tech. Side out Loyola. Staub is back to serve.
Loyola, their offensive attackers continuing to challenge the block of IPFW. A lot of tool shots from the Ramblers.
Big hit down the line, P-Tech. Scott Lane taking a little off. Quick back set there is up. Out of the backcourt is Hector Soto. Point IPFW.
Nice transition play there by IPFW. Jeff Patak playing the ball up off the block. Gislin running pipe, Hector Soto putting it away. Coach Mayforth up and talking to the bottom official. He's going to call timeout here.
Now you've got a situation there, Hector Soto out of the backcourt. Does he follow Chris Gislin along the net? So if Gislin moves one direction, he stays with him?
Well, Hector is, when you're in the backcourt, you're also an offensive threat as well. And Hector that time feeding off of Gislin, screaming for the pipe set, and getting it.
Bring IPFW head men's volleyball coach Arnie Ball into your home each Wednesday and Thursday evening this season. Arnie joins assistant coach Mark Franke to review the Mastodons' progress, discuss the highlights, meet with players, and look ahead to upcoming volleyball action. Tune into the Arnie Ball Show Wednesday evenings at 9 and Thursday evenings at 7 right here on College 56.
Nice shot of the Afrodons here in attendance. As they have their normal position courtside. Nice crowd on hand here this Saturday evening. The last game of the regular season for IPFW.
Looking to ride a strong wave into the conference tournament.
They're on an 8-match win streak, IPFW is.
Heraclius, big dig. Hector Soto, off speed. Big bomb on the part of Loyola. Heraclius scooping that up for IPFW.
Heraclius leads the team in digs. As the libero, he averages about 2.5 digs a game. He's got 173 on the season. The crowd's starting to get into it here as IPFW creeps within one.
Big serve, lane, overpass. A lot of people up, back to Loyola. And that is a point IPFW. Quick thing, Ryan Perrott. You had the libero there, pass setting to the attacker. Would that have been a violation had that been a kill?
He was in front of the attack line, and I don't know if one of the officials saw it. The libero, when he has to set behind the attack line or the 10-foot line. I don't know if anyone saw that there, but there would have been a kill. I'm sure Coach Arnie Ball and his coaching staff would have been up and running.
Well, you can count on the commentators here at College 56 to catch that.
That's why we're paid the big bucks.
Service error there on Loyola. Number 6, Chris Stepanidis serving out of bounds.
Loyola starting to tighten up here in the latter stages of game one.
Feeling the pressure and some hostile territory is Loyola. Outside, Schnorr.
Wow. 11 kills now for Justin Schnorr. He's having a great match here tonight. Nice quick set by Shane Davis to the outside. IPFW still haven't blocked the ball here in game one.
Schnorr leading Loyola there in kills. Hector Soto on the outside. Down the line goes Soto, side out IPFW. Into the game, Cummings. Heraclius takes a quick seat. Ruiz with the jump. Schnorr going extreme cross sport. Hector Soto unable to keep that one in play. Net is being called on Loyola. Let's see if we can listen in there.
Whatever happened.
Little explosion there in audio. IPFW serving for the match though. Kept in play to Soto. Big kill. Hector Soto, hard cross court. And that is game one, IPFW beating Loyola 15-13. A slow start for the Dons here in game one. They scrap and claw, go on to win game one 15-13. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
I'm Walter Bowman, Director of Athletics at IPFW. Thank you for joining us this evening and allowing me 60 seconds of your time. Since August of this academic year, you have both read and heard of our drive for Division I status. The Executive Board of the Royal Dons Athletic Association, our associates in Business 100, and hundreds of constituents like yourself have all joined together with a single purpose: Division I athletics for you and the Fort Wayne community. At present, we are exploring many possibilities for potential conference affiliation, along with expanding the base programs offered. Recently, the faculty approved the addition of men and women's indoor and outdoor track, bringing our offerings to 16 varsity programs. I believe that when we are an NCAA Division I program, each of you watching this television program tonight will have an opportunity to view firsthand the Hoosiers, Boilermakers, and the Fighting Irish here in Fort Wayne and at the Coliseum and at the university. In order to move our vision from the dream stage to reality, we need to continue to attract strong alumni and community support. Fort Wayne, the second largest city in the state, is deserving of a Division I program which reflects the community's greatness. Together, you and I are positioned to form an alliance which will give the citizens of Northeast Indiana even more reason to show our Hoosier pride. The number on the screen will provide you the opportunity to become involved in Mastodon excitement. Pick up your phone and call me so we can discuss your involvement.
She is one of America's toughest drug enforcement agents. Last year, she helped convict 90 drug dealers, seize several tons of crack and marijuana, and close down 10 major drug operations. She is a 68-year-old grandmother named Irma. She set up a community drug watch that is not only changing her neighborhood, but its future. There are many ways to help in your community. Call the Points of Light Foundation. Do something good. Feel something real.
On the big highway of life, there's only one safe place for kids. Back seat, baby. The front seat's not the place to drop out. Don't want that big old bag to pop out. Back seat, baby. Put that booties in the back seat. Back seat, baby. Have that some kids you never meet. I'm here to remind you to put them behind you. Back seat, baby. Wow, let me hear it. Back seat, baby. You stay alive even when I drive.
I'll take Simmons.
Yeah. Give me Jones.
Anderson.
Smith.
Lightfoot.
Bishop.
Hernandez.
Swifka.
Harris.
Lavenger.
Peavy.
Yes.
In the game of life, you've got a much better chance at getting picked for a cool job with great pay if you take algebra, geometry, and calculus. You need to know how math can improve your future. Demand it. Call NACME. We'll tell you.
And we've got a replay here of match point. IPFW picking it up there. It's going to go outside to Hector Soto. Huge bomb over the block of Loyola, and we're back live now. Back to live action. Ready to go for Loyola, number 4, Shane Davis.
Loyola very animated in between games 1 and 2. A couple shady calls going against them. IPFW able to capitalize there at the end of game 1. Shot there by Patak to start things off.
Coach Ball pacing up and down the sidelines. Sure he would have rather won that one going away. Little scare there for the Dons. Overpass hit by Patak, dug up by Loyola, and side out Loyola.
Nice dig by Ben Wilson, who's the libero for Chicago Loyola on the overpass there by Patak.
Schnorr's jump serve is long. Side side out IPFW. 0-0 here in game 2. The Dons taking game 1 15-13. Rick Sullivan there, the middle hitter, junior middle hitter out of Deerfield, Illinois, hitting his attack long. Point Dons. Jeff Petak back to serve now. The jump float barely clearing the net. Off the hands of Hector Soto, side out Loyola.
Through one game, IPFW no blocks. Loyola 12. Diggs also even at 12.
Scott Lane's attack is blocked, part of number 6, Chris Stepanidis, the senior out of West Chicago, Illinois.
Great block by Stepanidis on Lane, one-on-one on the outside.
Ties it up at 1. And the float serve in for an ace. And Loyola jumps out to another lead here in game 2.
That's Loyola's 3rd service ace tonight to only 5 errors. IPFW 0 service aces, 8 service errors. Something they're gonna have to work on here tonight. Nice play there in the backcourt.
Schnorr keeping it in play.
Got it. Nice defensive play there in the backcourt by Loyola.
Loyola 3-1 now in game 2. Hector Soto passing the ball. Back out to Soto. Kept alive by Angel Ruiz.
Oh, little pinball defense there by the Ramblers.
Scott Lane, hard cross-court kill. Give credit where credit is due. Chris Marlowe, famous volleyball commentator, with coining the phrase pinball defense.
IPFW again off to the slow start here in game 2. Trailing 3-1.
Out of the backcourt, Schnorr doing his job for Loyola. Seeing the ball again. Definitely their go-to guy.
13 kills here in tonight's match. Only 1 hitting error. Very impressive as a freshman, too.
Hector Soto overpass. Chris Gislin, however, Johnny on the spot, jumps up and clamps that attack. Side out IPFW.
IPFW's first block on the overpass. Gislin one-on-one. He's rewarded now back to serve.
Chris Stepanidis with the kill for Loyola.
IPFW having difficulties blocking. They're not penetrating the net with their hands. Hands are up. That's why Loyola able to tool the block or get some shots roll down in the IPFW blockers.
Mike Cummings get a hold of that ball, and he's congratulated there by the gang. Hector Soto back to serve. So the block there for IPFW is good for a point. And they're now within 1 here in game 2. 3-2, they trail Loyola Chicago. Outside to Schnorr. High hands goes Schnorr, and that's side out for the Ramblers. Dan Haas to serve. Overpass, kept alive by Gislin. Loyola keeping the ball alive, and they continue on with a point.
Nice play in the back there by the Ramblers. Justin Schnorr that time going hard off Mike Cummings' hand. Another kill for Justin, 15. Another point to Loyola, 4-2 here in game 2.
hitter coverage pays off there for Loyola. They were able to gobble up that quick ball and keep it going.
Nice coverage in the backcourt by Loyola. Something you want to see. Want to cover your teammate as he goes to hit the ball.
Schnorr is dug. Little semi-joust there at the net. Ruiz and Schnorr. Ruiz wins out.
Nice dig by Cummings in the backcourt. Ball over the net, able to win the joust by Ruiz. Point to the Dons.
Ooh, tough set.
Wow.
So we've got a set way off the net on the part of Shane Davis, and Justin Schnorr maintaining his crown of go-to guy. He's able to, that thing was behind his head about 9 feet off the net, and he was able to side out.
An ugly set there by Davis, but somehow Justin able to keep the ball in play. Wow, another kill deep.
So a deep kill there on the part of Chris Stepanidis. Something to be said for hitting deep. Scott Lane with the off speed, and that is good for a side out. So the initial attack on the part of IPFW was blocked, but the set to Lane goes down for a kill as he takes a little off, a lot off actually, and sides out for IPFW. The net is called on IPFW.
No, he wasn't under.
The entire team there looked like they were going to rush the.
I am.
Yeah, we'll get the next one there. Back to serve now is Schnorr with his top spin. Chris Gislin.
It's going to be a violation. Stepanidis went to play that ball as Gislin was setting. Nice call by the head official.
Off speed is gobbled up. But a second chance for Stepanidis is good for a kill. So the initial set to Stepanidis was a little off. There you got the setter Shane Davis. Hector Soto, good pass. Back out to Soto. Down the line. Off hands of the block, and that is a side out IPFW.
Hector Soto now 20 kills in the match. He had 19 alone in game 1. Outstanding.
Kept alive by IPFW. High outside to Soto. Soto looking cross court. He was looking like he was going to pound it into us over here, but then he went more or less down the line with that attack.
Nice hitting disguise there by Soto. Nice dig in the backcourt by Scott Lane. Sticking out a limb, giving IPFW the opportunity there. Ooh, that serve just wide by Ruiz.
Dons trail here in game 2, 5-4. They lead the match, however, 1-0. Hector Soto's pass, back out to Soto. Hard cross court. The Librero, Ben Wilson, unable to hang on to that one. Side out IPFW. And Chris Gislin will go back to serve. Number 5, Dan Haas, freshman middle hitter out of Dubuque, Iowa, chimes in for Loyola. Side out, Ramblers. Stepanidis there ripping the jump serve, but that is long. Side out IPFW. we got a net violation on the part of IPFW. Scott Lane with the kill there for IPFW. That double quick again. Nice. So we're seeing that here for the first time, I believe, here in game 2.
Nice shot there by Scott Lane, running middle in off the serve. That double quick offense run by Chris Gislin.
Out of the backcourt goes Loyola. That's Shane Davis attacking from the right side there. Loyola leading 6-4 here. Hector Soto one-on-one out of the back row, but he is blocked. Scott Lane with the off-speed. That's kept alive by the libero. High hands goes the Loyola outside, kept alive by IPFW. Hector Soto, however, or rather Jeff Pitek, I lost him in the crowd there. Jeff Pitek putting the ball away.
Great play in the backcourt by Hector Soto, chasing that ball down with the diving dig. Nice set by Gislin on the outside attack, able to put it away. See if IPFW can get a service ace here. They have none so far tonight. Nice tough serve, however, by Scott Lane.
The back row violation there. Stepped over that 10-foot line. Justin Schnorr out of the hands of his setter, Shane Davis.
Check and see. 11 front row or back row. Who's serving?
Discussion now.
He's in the front right now.
About rotation.
My fault. My fault. Be a replay.
So a replay is called there.
So take away that point to IPFW. They'll remain at 4.
Scott Lane waiting there stoically. Just grazing the net, Lane's serve does. Side out side out Loyola. Jeff Pitek pops it up, gets it back on the outside, goes hard cross, but that is blocked. Gislin back to Pitek. That is kept in by Loyola. Going back out to Pitek for a third time. That is blocked, kept alive once again. And Hector Soto from his feet sets it over the net. To Schnorr out of the backcourt, kept alive by Scott Lane with a poke back to Lane. And that is forced through the block. Scott Lane, side out, IPFW.
Nice rally there by both teams. Scott Lane able to sneak one through the block. Nice coverage by IPFW there. Jeff Pitek blocked about 3 times, I believe.
Chris Gislin going to Pitek 3 times in a row there. Chris Stepanitis of Loyola is blocked. Point IPFW. They gain one back now. 6-5. They trail here in game 2. Dons lead the match against Loyola 1-0. Float serve is no good. Side out Ramblers, and back to serve is number 14, Rick Sullivan. Scott Lane's attack is, well, we got a touch there. I was about to say Scott Lane's attack is long, but it looked like a touch there on the part of Loyola. Side out IPFW.
Serve by Ruiz. So a lot of good plays on the backcourt there at IPFW.
falling around, spearing the ball. They were able to keep that alive.
IPFW starting to play good backcourt defense, putting a hand on almost everything Loyola brings their way.
Out of the middle goes number 5, Dan Haas. Back to serve number 7, Brad Staub. Out to Loyola, or rather Hector Soto, side out. Short serve on the part of Gislin, barely kept alive by Loyola. Gislin to Soto. Soto pounds it, but that's dug by the Librero and out of bounds.
Hard heat by Hector Soto there, one-on-one on the outside. Ben Wilson, the Librero for Loyola, couldn't control it. Sailed long. Point to the Dons.
Stepanitis. Gislin plays it first, so got a little out of system there, but still goes out to Soto, and Soto sides out, or rather points. Hector Soto with the kill cross court, and IPFW on a little bit of a roll. Learn more about Mastodon sports in season by tuning into try their Mastodon Spotlight each Tuesday and Wednesday evening on College 56. Host Mike Moz reviews the week's sports activities, looks at game footage, and talks with the coaches on the program. That's Tuesdays at 7 p.m. and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. right here on College 56. If you're just joining us, you're watching College 56 IPFW men's volleyball action. This is Jay Warren along with Ryan Parrott, where the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago are in town to face the Dons. IPFW leads the match 1-0, and in game 2 they have stretched their lead to 8-6, although they've been down for most of game 2. Picked up by the Librero of Loyola. Stepanitis getting a few shots there on the left side, and his last one is good for a side out.
Nice shot by Stepanitis going down the line. 7 kills for him tonight in the match. He's back to serve and waiting for some cleanup on the court.
And we're about ready to go. Number 6, Chris Stepanitis, West Chicago, Illinois, serves it in for Loyola. And that is wide, side out IPFW. Quick middle to number 5, Dan Haas, and that is good for the kill. Haas will go back to serve. And into the game for Loyola, number 14, Rick Sullivan, enters the front row. There's a look at Haas getting ready to do his duty.
Haas 5 kills, no errors, 9 attempts. So far, good production by him.
Double quick there to Mike Cummings. A little quick back set. And Mike Cummings puts that ball away. Side out Dons. Short serve. Schnorr, hard cross court, and that is good for a side out. Justin Schnorr, the go-to guy for Loyola. Angel Ruiz.
Couple nice sets in the middle there by Chris Gislin, 2 in a row. See if he starts to get both Cummings and Ruiz a little more active here in game 2.
Another stoppage here. There you see Scott Lane cooling the jets while Loyola is wiping the floor once again.
Both Cummings and Ruiz each with 5 kills so far.
Cooling the jets a little too much as Scott Lane's jump serve skims the top of the net, side out Ramblers. Yep.
Hitting error there by Patak. Point to Loyola, now within 1. 7 serving 8. Patak's 3rd hitting error tonight.
Scott Lane's attack is good for a side out. A pursuit there on the part of Brad Staub, but to no avail. Overpass there. Hector Soto, back out to Soto, down the line. And that is good for a point. So Hector Soto picking up the free ball and then doing the damage.
Nice
down
tough
the line.
serve by Jeff Patak, that jump floater of his, causing the overpass. That time he hit it a little too hard. Another service error for him, 4 tonight.
Dan Haas into the game once again for Loyola. He's patrolling the center there. Dug up by Loyola is Soto, but they're forced to just pass it over. Back out to
Tight
Soto.
set. Tight set there on the part of Chris Gislin. Soto trying to touch hands. Didn't get a touch. Point to Loyola. Nice pass there, Soto again.
Hard cross court, Soto.
Soto passing very well so far tonight.
You got a shot there of Stepanidis, who was having a little discussion with one of the assistant coaches. So we got a back row block there on the part of Loyola. Point IPFW, 10-8, they lead game 2. There's a shot of Angel Ruiz. And a net is called on IPFW. Side out Loyola. A replay is called there. Mike Cummings out of the middle, barely getting a piece of it, but what he got was enough. Side out IPFW. And Justin Schnorr out of the back row. That ball was quite low, but Schnorr was going hands all the way. Side out Loyola.
Great shot by Justin Schnorr. Bad set, he saw the hands.
Side out Loyola. Number 5, Dan Haas with the kill. He is rewarded with the serve. IPFW leads 10-8, game 2. And Jeff Petak, hard cross court.
Nice short serve there by Cummings. Forcing the hitting error.
Yep. Point Dons, 11-8. IPFW fans starting to feel it here. That's Stepanidis with the pass. Schnorr off the block and out of bounds. Side out Loyola. So service there, error there on the part of Loyola. Scott Lane back to serve now for IPFW.
Oh, wow, tip shot there falling in front of Gislin and Iorcleus.
Didn't seem like that one should have fallen. Be sure to tune in to College 56 Sundays at noon and Friday evenings at 8. When host Melissa Long visits with IPFW finance faculty members Jess Beltz and Manish Sharma for an introduction in investing methods and strategies. That's Sundays at noon and Fridays at 8 for IPFW Up Close, right here on College 56.
Nice pass by Soto. Nice transition play there by the Ramblers. Sullivan running the quick in transition. Giving a point to Loyola, now 11-9 IPFW here in game 2.
Gislin to Petak. Kept alive by Loyola to Justin Schnorr out of the back row, and he is finally stopped. I think the blockers of IPFW starting to get the picture as Schnorr looks like he leads Loyola with 21 kills this match.
Nice 3-man wall there by IPFW. Their third block here tonight. Tough serve by Petak.
Schnorr blocked by IPFW. Out to Stepanidis. And Stepanidis putting it away for the Ramblers.
Both teams very efficient offensively. Loyola hitting 44%, IPFW 47%, so pretty even there.
So Scott Lane's attack is good. The dig on the part of Loyola goes out of bounds. Side out IPFW, and Angel Ruiz is back to serve. Solo block there, Mike Cummings. Gives Dan Haas nowhere to go.
Great solo block there by Mike Cummings, one-on-one.
The timeout called on the part of Loyola. Gordon Mayforth looking to take care of things. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Of course, getting a degree without going into debt was pretty high on my list too.
And I wanted the kind of education that I could only get in smaller classes with the professor's full attention.
IPFW offered me all of that. And the Purdue engineering degree is going to look pretty good on my resume.
Going to IPFW is the best choice I ever made.
IPFW, the right school, right here, right now.
Hey, welcome back. IPFW volleyball action. This is Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott. IPFW hosting Loyola Chicago, and they lead. The IPFW Dons lead Loyola Chicago 1-0. We got a little replay there of Mike Cummings doing the job up front for IPFW. Back to action now. Out of the hands of Davis is the attack from the middle. Out to Soto. He's chopping it, but that's kept alive by Loyola. Backcourt Schnorr through the triple block. It goes Justin Schnorr for the side out. So still able to find an avenue through that block.
Justin Schnorr now 22 kills. Just seeing a little seam between the three-man wall for IPFW.
Got a little, there's Gordon Mayforth, Loyola's head coach.
Trying to figure out a way to get back into this game and this match. Be a very difficult task for his Ramblers to come back after being down 2-0, if that should happen.
Outside to Soto. And Ben Wilson to Librero. Kicking himself there. He speared the arm out there, and probably shouldn't have. That ball looked like it might have been going out of bounds.
Hector Soto now with 30 kills in the match. Only 6 hitting errors. Nice shot there through the block. 30 kills. Hector hitting around the 50% mark for the match. Great percentage. He leads the team in hitting percentage.
Stepanitis flips it up for his jump serve. That's a tough serve, and that is an ace for Stepanitis.
Tough jump serve there by Stepanitis. Coming left to right. Handcuffing the attack there, yeah.
Senior out of West Chicago, putting a hurt on the ball, forcing the tough pass. Hector Soto getting blocked, shaking his head. A little jawboning going on between the players. Ryan, you don't strike me, you were a jawboner.
Not really.
Did you talk much?
Not really. That's going to tie it up there on that point. Not really. I'm not a talking kind of guy. I like to leave my actions to all the speaking.
Yeah, we got a timeout right now. You'll want to be sure and tune in to College 56 Sunday evening to hear Ben Gates, IPFW campus minister, present his research on Roughing It, the life of an 18th century Anglican missionary on the Puritan New England frontier. This Sunday evening, April 16th at 9, right here on College 56.
To get back to that last point about trash talking, it does happen in the sport of volleyball. People have to understand this is one of the better rivalries in college volleyball, Loyola and IPFW over recent years. A lot of tough wars there in Chicago and also here in Fort Wayne.
And a tough one here in game 2 as Loyola has tied it 12-12. So really the Ramblers having a fairly good match tonight.
The Ramblers not quitting, although they were down a little bit here in game 2. They've managed to claw their way back. Tied up at 12. Let's see what team now can push ahead. Close out game 2 here. Stepanitis back to serve with his tough jump serve. Let's see if he keeps it in after the timeout from Coach Arnie Ball.
So the timeout serves to cool off Stepanitis. Side out IPFW, Hector Soto will try to lead the Dons to 3 quick points here. Little dump there, picked up by Gislin, set by Cummings. High hands goes Pitek, but that's kept alive by Loyola. Schnorr is dug. And the attack there by Brad Staub out of the right side. Falls in on IPFW side.
Brad Staub, as he had a very solid game, 15 kills tonight. That time handcuffing Hector Soto in the backcourt.
In transition goes Loyola, and Justin Schnorr meets the block of Scott Lane.
Huge block by Scott Lane and Mike Cummings together. Substitution now for the Dons. John Thompson's going to come in to serve for Mike Cummings.
So John Thompson's serve into the top of the tape. Back to the action, Shane Davis. Heatak's pass. Scott Lane is blocked.
Great block by Brad Staub on the outside with Scott Lane. Loyola now with the lead at 13-12. Back to Lane. Lane with kill number 18, going strong cross court. He's had a very solid night. Tough serve here.
Schnorr still putting the hurt on it though. Gislin to Soto out of the back row. And that is good for a kill, and IPFW ties it at 13. You can feel the excitement start to crest here. IPFW fans enjoying a good match. Dug up by Shane Davis. Stepanitis out of the back court. And that is long. Point IPFW. And Scott Lane is back to serve for game 2.
Nice dig in the backcourt by Iacleus.
Another towel timeout there, but we are ready to go. Scott Lane.
IPFW now with a chance to put a stranglehold here on this match. Tough serve by Lane. That's going to be called a throw. And IPFW wins here, game 2, 15-13.
So IPFW going up 2-0 here. You're watching College 56. We'll be right back.
As Director of Athletics and Executive Director of the Royal Dons Athletic Association, I am pleased that you have joined us tonight for this telecast. We invite you to join with many of your neighbors and friends and become a part of the Mastodon family. For more information on how you can join the Royal Dons, call us at the number on the screen.
Help wanted. Immediate openings available for the most important jobs in America, helping the organizations that help children. Whatever you can do, in whatever time you have, you can make a difference. To learn how you can help in your community, reach us at this web address and number. We're fighting for the children. Whose side are you on?
As the American military gets smaller, who will be there to answer the call? They will. They're the National Guard and Reserve, and they make up half of today's military forces. As an employer, you may be asked to support their mission. Remember, their response depends on yours.
Hi, I'm Phil Laux, President of the Greater Fort Wayne Chamber of Commerce. One of the things that strengthens our community and northeastern Indiana is the many fine colleges and universities that we have located in northeast Indiana. Given the collective learning power of these institutions and the fact that the majority of their alumni remain in northeast Indiana after graduation, it significantly enhances our economic development initiative to attract new industry. I'd like to encourage all alumni from these institutions to please be very unselfish with your time, your talent, and your resources. Your community needs you.
We're James Olmos. On the streets of Fort Wayne, there's a battle going on. It's about kids fighting kids and families fighting families. Our youth are struggling to survive. Without positive alternatives to gangs, drugs, and violence, many will end up incarcerated or dead. You can make a difference by supporting the Multicultural Youth Advisory on Gangs and its programs. They provide alternatives for youth. Together we can stop the violence and increase the peace. To learn how you can make a difference in the lives of youth, please call.
It's Easter season, and that's why your alma mater is collecting Easter baskets for children in our community.
Just bring a filled wrapped Easter basket to any one of our area colleges or universities between now and April 17th.
We hope you'll participate in our Easter basket project.
We ask that your basket be filled with wrapped items and then the entire basket be wrapped.
Baskets will be delivered to children in late April in time for the Easter holiday.
It's time for you to get involved with your community colleges and universities.
Come on, get involved!
Okay, welcome back. Jay Warren, Ryan Perrott. We're looking at a replay, the final point of Game 2, and there was a throw there called on the setter of Loyola, so a tough pass. And that nets into a, that results in a point for IPFW. They go up in the match 2-0. Ryan Perrott, that's a tough hole to get yourself out of if you're Loyola.
Especially here on the road at IPFW, where they're a very good home team are the Dons. Tough match, however, so far, 15-13, 15-13 through the first 2 games. So Loyola, they're not looking bad as we check the statistics through 2 games. As a team, Loyola hitting around 40%. That's really good concerning IPFW hitting 45%. It's very high. IPFW, though, no service aces through 2 games, and they have 14 service errors. IPFW able to pick their blocking up in that game, 9 blocks total. Dig's pretty even, 27-22 in favor of Loyola. So overall, a pretty even game, even at that time in Game 2, and an even match overall.
So as we are ready to get moving into Game 3, the 1999-2000 school year is almost over. And on IPSGA Update, IPFW student producer Dan Westrick talks with outgoing student body president Joe Schrader and the other executive officers of the IPSGA to review the year's activities and accomplishments. Be sure and tune in to IPSGA Update Fridays at 1 p.m. on College 56. And there's the Afro-Dons.
Always in attendance. Like the sign that they had out there. A very entertaining trio, to say the very least.
We're about ready to start Game 3. Once again, IPFW leading the match 2-0. And I do believe both games were decided on 2 points there, so close at the end. 15-13, 15-13.
Hector Soto, the high man in kills for IPFW. He's got 31. Scott Lane second with 18. The high man for Loyola, Justin Schnorr, he's got 23 kills. Brad Staub, the opposite, he's got 15 kills.
And we're on. Jeff Petak. Justin Schnorr not letting up. off to his usual stuff, leading the way for Loyola with the initial kill there, side out Loyola. Scott Lane with the off speed, and that's blocked by Chris Stepanidis. So once again, actually I believe Loyola coming out on top in every game this match. They start, they strike first. Chris Gislin teeing it up for Angel Ruiz. But that goes straight into the block. So another quick point for Loyola. They lead 2-0 here in game 2.
2 blocks back to back by Sullivan and Stepanidis.
Overpass, Stepanidis.
And just like that, it's 3-0 Ramblers here in game 3, and Coach Ball wants timeout.
The 1999-2000 school year is almost over, and on IPSGA Update, IPFW student producer Dan Westrick talks with outgoing student body president Joe Schrader and the other executive officers of the IPSGA to review the year's activities and accomplishments. Be sure and tune in to IPSGA Update Fridays at 1 p.m. on College 56. Back to the action here. Loyola serving up. Justin Schnorr out of the timeout. Hector Soto, high hands there, kept alive by the Librero. Schnorr out of the back row, and he runs into a triple block. Leading the charge is Hector Soto.
Soto, Ruiz, and Gislin with the stuff block there on Schnorr.
So an ace there for Ruiz.
And the first of the night for the Dons. Coming in the fashion of Angel Ruiz.
Brad Staub, sophomore out of Palace Park, Illinois, with the kill there. Mike Cummings getting a hold of that. Looked like about the best timing there between Gislin and Cummings all night. Cummings really getting a hold of that one.
Quick arm swing there by Mike Cummings. 7 kills and 10 attempts.
Side out Loyola. 3-1, game 2. Game 3, rather. Ryan Perrott keeping me honest here. I think it's the heat in the gym, Ryan. Got to blame it on something.
What are partners for, huh?
Now it looked like a combination there, but at the last second, Cummings with the kill. A little slower middle set there. You would describe that, just a different time set?
Well, the play was for Hector to come in and run an X2 play over top of Mike Cummings. Gislin, though, choosing to set the middle. Back-to-back times there. Cummings able to put another ball away. Another service error, however, for the Dons. Time Hector Soto clipped it out with his float serve.
Tough serve, passed up by Eric Cleus. Out to P-Tac. And he bombs hard, kept alive by Staub. Set across, P-Tac passes in transition, back to P-Tac. Down the line, that's a kill. Side out, IPFW. Jeff P-Tac earning his stripes there.
P-Tac, sort of a quiet night offensively, only 9 kills. See if that can get him going here in game 3. Nice short serve again by Mike Cummings.
Quick middle there is good for Dan Haas. No, looked like it was out. So IPFW getting the point there, catching up. 3-2, they trail. Hard cross court is good for Loyola, side out. Angel Ruiz out of the hands of Chris Gislin.
Gislin running a lot of middle here early in game 3. It's Ruiz's 6th kill tonight. Another service error, however, for the Dons. 17 tonight with only 1 ace.
Out of the back row is Hector Soto. Big hit though. He flew arguably about 6 feet to attack that ball.
Unbelievable vertical ability by Hector Soto.
And Jeff Petak's jump float into the net. Side out Loyola. And Angel Ruiz out of the middle. Into the game comes Cummings.
Wow, another service error. Tell you what the problem is when you have a lot of service errors, it puts a lot of pressure on your side out offense. IPFW, however, hitting well over 44%.
Rick Sullivan serving it up for Loyola. So Gislin to Lane out of the back row. And that's dug up by Schnorr outside to Stepanidis. And that's a side out IPFW as Stepanidis is blocked. So the attack there, Brad Staub, is good for a side out. Staub's floater to Hector Soto. They've been working Soto all night on those serves. So 4 hits there on IPFW. They started out the night serving Soto, and they have continued to do so, but at least at this point, it doesn't look like he's tired out.
Not at all. Hector is still passing pretty well. It's a perfect pass there by Soto.
Big hit there on the part of Cummings. Dug up, though. Scott Lane is blocked. Hector Soto from the right side, and his shot is wide.
Wow, Ben Wilson with some lip service in the backcourt on that hard heat by Mike Cummings. I was about to say Hector Soto not looking tired. He's seen about 90% of the service balls here tonight. That time Patak with the pass. And another hitting error back-to-back for IPFW.
Scott Lane is long. And Loyola is up 6-2, but their serve is out. So once again, the trend goes, Loyola gets out on top early, and then IPFW is forced to scrape their way back into it.
Loyola not able to sustain that pressure that they're having throughout the course of each game. There's a side out there in the middle. Up here, 6-2. They had the leads, of course, both in game 1 and 2. Unable to hold off the charge from the IPFW Mastodons.
Chris Stepanidis is waiting to go. Gets the call. Now Herclius digging some heat there off the serve. Hector Soto out of the back row, but he is dug. And Justin Schnorr had to come in to get that ball. He runs into a double block. Side out IPFW. Nice dig there on the part of Staub, though, digging up Hector Soto.
Great dig by Staub in the backcourt. Some hard heat by Hector Soto. Here's Cummings with his short float serve.
Looks like a touch is called there. Side out Loyola. So Staub with the kill. Dan Haas to serve. Hector Soto one more time. That is overpassed. And Justin Schnorr able to put that down for Loyola. Point.
That serve there by Haas, jamming Hector Soto up top.
So 7-2 here in game 3. Loyola fighting to stay in the match as they are down 2-0. And Scott Lane from the right side is good for the side out.
Let's see if the Dons can get on the run here with Scott Lane serving.
Cleus, an easy one, but it is nearly overpassed. Quick middle there. He is frustrated with himself.
Well, he knew he had an easy ball there to pass. Just shanked it off his arms a little bit.
P-Tax pass to Gislin with a quick dump, side out IPFW.
Number 1, Jeff P-Tax.
So P-Tac is waiting to go. And you hear it from the crowd trying to pump up their man as IPFW trails Loyola 7-2 here in game 3. So sort of a sleepy start for the Dons.
7 service errors for Jeff Patak tonight. It's a tight pass.
Off the block, kept alive by Soto. Soto's roll shot is popped back up by the middle Rick Sullivan.
Wow. What a swing by Chris Stephanopoulos on a broken play there, catching IPFW snapping on the backcourt.
Schnorr with the top spin. Cleus and Angel Ruiz out of the hands of Chris Gislin, side out IPFW.
Number 12, Angel Ruiz.
And he will go back to serve. Once again, you see the toweling of the floor. Tune in to College 56 Sunday evening, April 23rd at 7 p.m. for the replay of tonight's men's volleyball match with the Loyola Ramblers. That's Sunday evening, April 16th at 7 right here on College 56.
Shot there by Staub on the backside. 19 kills for him tonight. 8-2 lead for the Ramblers here in game 3.
Loyola hard cross court, banging away. His hop's not affected by being run around a little bit with the serving.
Yeah, not at all. He hasn't been worn down at all. You think with all the serve reception that he has been doing tonight with the heat and humidity here in the gym, he might have worn out by now. But he's in great shape, great condition. Not bothering him at all, receiving 90% of the serves. Soto's got 33 kills here tonight. He's hitting 42%.
And we're mopping the floor. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. Well, I'm done with my timeout. And that is Staub served down the line. Gislin barely contacted by Cummings, and that just trickles over the net. Side out Dons.
Little paintbrush shot there by Mike Cummings. Able to get the ball over the net, side out. Like what Gislin is doing here, running the middle here in game 3.
Hector Soto going down the line there. The attack by number 5, Dan Haas, into the block and then off of his head and out of bounds. So Dan Haas kind of getting molested up there.
Great block by Cummings. It's his 5th block tonight.
Nice save there on the part of this Loyola setter. Quickly, Jeff Petak with the point. So they are doing what they do here in this match. They get down and then they crawl back in about the intermediate area of the game. Outside to Stepanitis, and he is good. Stepanitis looks like he was stepping off of his foot gingerly. We got Gordon Mayforth kind of pumped up. He doesn't want to see this lead trickle away, so he's on his guys.
Trying to fire up his troops, steal a game, perhaps build some momentum.
There you see a shot of Ben Wilson, the libero, doing his role as cheerleader. And Stepanitis now, way back for the serve. Outside to Jeff Petak. So the high outside to Jeff Petak is quite close to the net, forcing him in, and he is called underneath the net. So that serve is long side out IPFW. Ramblers up 9-4 here in game 3. In case you're just joining us, this is Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott. You're watching College 56 Sports. Big pump on the part of Brad Staub down the line. So the Ramblers of Loyola not going down without a fight.
Not at all.
Back set to Scott Lane.
Nice block by Justin Schnorr there on Scott Lane. Another point to the Ramblers, now 10-4. Nice shot by Petak there, coming our way.
Little adjustment there on the part of Chris Gislin. Got Petak off the net where he had a little room.
Better set to the outside by Chris Gislin. High, about a foot or so off the net, something for Petak to swing at offensively.
Little dump there, great dig on the part of Eric Cleus.
That's a tight set there.
Petak keeping it in play. Quick to Ruiz, and Ruiz off the block. Point IPFW. So sparked by the good dig on the part of Eric Cleus, IPFW nets a point.
Nice play there. Nice set again in the middle from Gislin. Panos, 3rd dig tonight. He leads the team in that area for the season. Crowd trying to fire up the Dons here. As Scott Lane gets ready to serve.
Off speed, Pedro Ruiz says no way. High outside to Petak, and Petak goes hard cross court. That's dug, however, by Ben Wilson. Schnorr is dug. There's Hector Soto with the off speed. Something to be said for Hector Soto's off speed, I'll tell you.
He's got unbelievable control of that roll shot, that off-speed shot.
You don't know it's coming until the last second.
He's got great disguise because everybody's expecting his arm swing stays the same. It just disguises it so well with a lot of finesse, a lot of touch, able to find it on the floor.
Gordon Mayforth calls timeout. We'll be right back.
It's Easter season, and that's why your alma mater is collecting Easter baskets for children in our community.
Just bring a filled wrapped Easter basket to any one of our area colleges or universities between now and April 17th.
We hope you'll participate in our Easter basket project.
We ask that your basket be filled with wrapped items and then the entire basket be wrapped.
Baskets will be delivered to children in late April in time for the Easter holiday.
It's time for you to get involved with your community colleges and universities.
Come on, get involved!
Do a little dancing here. Welcome back. This is Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott. We got the replay there. Kind of sensing a little frustration there on the part of Scott Lane. But we are in timeout right now. Gordon Mayforth, coach for Loyola, called a timeout as IPFW crept close. They trail the Ramblers 10-6. So IPFW trying to keep the trend alive. They get down early in the game, and then they put the spurts on in the intermediate part of the game and try to close it out. Dan Wilson getting worked over by that tough serve. There's Staub. Hector Soto unable to handle Staub's attack. Side out Loyola. Soto passing again. Outside to Petak. High hands goes Jeff Petak. Side out IPFW.
Nice shot by Jeff Petak, high and hard off the hands. Now in double digits with kills. See if he can get going with his jump floater.
Stepanitis having trouble there, kept alive by IPFW. Hector Soto over the block. Not much you can do when the attacker goes over the top.
Nice dig again in the backcourt by Iacleus.
Dan Wilson's pass is good. Net violation on the part of IPFW. Side out Loyola, and Schnorr is back to serve. Iacleus with the pass. Scott Lane on the back row down the line. Dan Wilson touching it. Great effort by the backcourt of Loyola. Almost keeping that. That one would have been something.
Almost getting the ball over the net there. Everyone in maroon for Loyola chasing. Just unable to get the ball over the net. 10-7 Loyola leads here in game 3.
Got a shot of Angel Ruiz. Got a pause in action here. Another timeout to wipe the floor.
Yep.
We'll be back for our last 5 telecasts of IPFW Sports this season next Saturday evening, April 22nd, when we bring you live coverage of the Volleyball in the 2000 MIVA Conference Tournament quarterfinal. Tune in at 7 next Saturday, April 22nd, for the MIVA quarterfinal right here on College 56. Back to the action, side out Staub for Loyola. Scott Lane seeing the humor in that, maybe not.
Just misread that attack.
Eric Soto. It's kept alive by Loyola. Quick middle there to Dan Haas. Kept alive, and Petak out of the back row. And he is congratulated heartily by his teammates.
Hard heat from Petak coming out of the pipe in transition. Should be noted that with the win last night over Quincy, IPFW will host the quarterfinal match, as you mentioned just earlier, next Saturday night. Most likely they'll finish second in the conference and open up maybe against Mercyhurst. We'll have to stay tuned for that.
There's Staub with big heat from the right side. Side out Loyola. They still lead here in game 3, 10-7.
10 kills in this game now for Brad Staub. Sort of picked up the offensive load from Justin Schnorr. Staub now with 25 kills, Schnorr 24. They by far lead the Rambler group. Whatever, they're still stagnant on 10. The service error there. Soto back to serve. 7 serving 10.
Short serve is Soto putting the pressure on the passers there. Blocked by IPFW. And once again, you can see the strain on the face of the Loyola players there. There's Stepanitis. Stepanitis' pass, he gets it to the outside, and he chops it through the block. Stepanitis stepping up for Loyola. Petak passing nicely. Back court, Hector Soto dug up there. Great dig by Stepanitis. Chris Gislin digging the ball. Scott Lane out to Petak. And Loyola is called on a net violation. That's number 4, Shane Davis.
To the dismay of Coach Gordon Mayforth of Loyola. Great bump set by Scott Lane there in transition. Chris Gislin in the backcourt. He dug the first ball. Someone else had to step up and set, and Scott Lane did just that.
Oh, big block on the part of Petak.
Huge stuff block by Jeff Petak there.
And IPFW within 1 now.
That's what happens when you are able to penetrate your hands over the net.
Impressive block there on the part of Petak. There's Schnorr. Is off speed, changing things up. IPFW unable to hang on there. Side out Loyola. There's a look at Dan Haas out of Dubuque, Iowa. And Dan Haas able to get one down on Hector Soto. So that looks like about the first time I think Hector unable to come up with the ball there.
Little short serve there by Haas. Time working now on Petak.
Nice chop across the body, Angel Ruiz. Body language going one way, and then his arm comes across for a kill.
Nice disguise by Angel in the middle. He's got 10 kills now. IPFW looking to get another point here.
Petak puts one down the chimney. Point IPFW. So seeing a little scrap out of IPFW.
The crowd starting to sense it here now in game 3.
Nothing doing, says Rick Sullivan, though. Jeff Petak through the seam of the block. Pretty impressive cross-court hit on the part of Jeff Petak.
Petak has come alive here in game 3, now up to 15 kills. He's back to serve with his jump floater. Looking for the tie at 11. Chance here.
Great dig on the part of Shane Davis. But to no avail, as IPFW having all the weapons bombing away, and they tie things up here in game 3, 11-11. So the jump float on the part of Petak is long, side out Loyola.
That one just carried in the wind current there, just sailed long.
Ruiz from behind Gislin. And the attack there on the part of Loyola is long, side out IPFW. Getting back to that rally, you can really tell the weapons that IPFW has. They just did not let Loyola breathe. He had big hitters coming in from all angles, and ultimately they won out.
Nice sophisticated offense. Everybody is an option offensively for IPFW. With the success that the middles are having tonight, that's opening up things on the outside for Soto, Lane, and Patak.
Starting to hear it now from the crowd. Angel Ruiz, however, into the net.
Short serve there on Hector.
Nice set though on the part of Gislin. Oh, net is called on IPFW, but credit to Gislin for getting over and getting down to get that ball up. But that's 2 now on the part of Hector Soto that he might see the first signs of wear on Hector Soto.
Well, they're serving him short a little bit here, trying to bring him out of his offensive groove by bringing him up to the net to pass the ball, not being able to get off, take a nice approach to swing at it. Let's see if they serve him short again. Oh, Patak shakes this one into the crowd.
So there is a point there for Loyola, and Coach Arnie Ball calling timeout. Try to stop the bleeding here in Game 3. The College Cable Access Monthly Program Guide provides information about our programming, including live coverage of Mastodon sports. To receive your free College 56 program guide, send your name and address and zip code to College 56 at IPFW 2101 East Coliseum Boulevard, Fort Wayne, Indiana 46805, or call us at 481-6056, or email at cable56@ipfw.edu. In case you're just joining us, you're watching College 56 Sports. This is Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott. Game 3, IPFW in its match against Loyola. IPFW leads the match 2-0. However, they trail Game 3 here 13-11. Sort of the story of the match, IPFW during the middle part of the game, each game having to struggle to get back in it, and now down 2 points away from losing game 3.
Slow starts in each game for IPFW. See if they can manage to come back here, down 13-11. Loyola trying to steal a game late.
Chris Gislin to Hector Soto. Hector Soto down the line. That's dug by the setter. And speaking of setters, Chris Gislin with a quick dump. So dug by Shane Davis. That came over to IPFW, however, and Chris Gislin put it away for the Dons.
Wow, Loyola had a great chance there to go to 14. Davis with the shank pass off of the Soto attack. Nice stop on the part of Gislin, side out to the Dons.
Stepanitis barely keeping it in play there. Patak out of the back row. That is dug up by Davis. And a side out for Loyola as the Dons go flying every which way but loose and are unable to come up with the ball.
Shot by Justin Schnorr off the top of the block. Patat that time creeping in on the 3-man wall. You want to stay deep on that. You know there's going to be a touch off the block if there's a tip or anything like that. Both the wing players in the back row will be able to come up and get the dig. Just that time out of the reach, the outstretched arm of Patak.
There's a shot of Chris Stepanitis there. Working hard. Patak's pass is perfect. On the combination is Hector Soto. Ben Wilson, the libero, unable to come up with a sort of an off-speed as Soto went across his body.
Soto getting ready for his deep float serve here.
Making sure the traction is suitable.
Take a look at assistant coach Mark Franke. Working the board, nice short serve there by Soto.
Ben Wilson kind of having trouble with it. Kept alive by Staub. There's Stepanitis, and that attack is long. That's a point IPFW, and they are within one. Chance to tie it. Hector Soto out of the back row. And that meets the approval of the IPFW fans. 13-13, game 3, timeout. Ford Mayforth and the Loyola Ramblers. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Really wanted to go for an Indiana University business degree.
But with housing and tuition, it really adds up, and the money just wasn't there to go away to college.
And with a 2-year-old, my housing options were kind of limited anyway.
And the truth is, I really wanted to keep my job and stay close to home.
Going to IPFW made all of that possible.
IPFW? It's the best choice I ever made.
Indiana University, Purdue University, Fort Wayne. The right school, right here, right now.
Welcome back, Jay Warren along with Ryan Perrott here. Loyola, here we go, a little replay here, the last point. That was dug by Hector Soto, and they had a chance to tie it. Back to Soto out of the back row, through the triple block, down the heart of the court. So IPFW looking to close out the match now here in game 3, tied 13 apiece. Hector Soto's float serve in short to Stepanidis. Out to Staub on the right side. Staunches the flow of bleeding there. Side out Loyola. Stepanidis toes the line.
Nice pass by Patak.
Big chop down the line by Hector Soto. Ben Wilson, the librero, unable to handle that ball. Some serious heat coming in.
Substitution now for the Mastodons. Arcia Clays into the ball game. Tough serve there by Aris.
Nice dig by Patak. Back to Patak. Kept alive there by the block of Loyola. And put away by IPFW. Fans sniffing the kill now.
Match point now for IPFW.
Aris Heracleos now serving for the match. And Wilson. Schnorr. Not happy with himself as Aris Heracleus. Had a great attempt there. Had Schnorr's number dialed in and just misplayed the ball.
The ball right in his bread basket. Easy ball. He just shanked it up. It's hard to come in when you're cold just like that to dig a ball, but he should have had that. No excuse here. And a free ball chance to tie. And Loyola gives it right back.
Back and forth. Out of the back rows, Hector Soto.
How about that? Chance for Loyola to tie on 14. They shake the over free ball.
So match point number 2 for IPFW. Scott Lane ready to go. They're on their feet here at the Gate Sports Center.
Perfect pass there, back set.
Staub off speed down the line. Net is called on IPFW. And the crowd settles back in. Loyola desperately trying to hang on. There's Soto out of the backcourt. That combination is money. Chris Gislin and Hector Soto behind the 10-foot line. Side out IPFW. Match point number 3. It's Jeff Patak's turn now.
Hector Soto now with 40 kills on the night. He's the match high in that statistical category.
Stepanidis maybe slowing down play a little bit. Hey, he's clapping too. Pumping up his crowd.
Look at the Chancellor, Mike Ortel. He's up on his feet as well. Match point now, Patak to serve.
Ben Wilson. Staub is dug. Chris Gislin with the pass set, and Scott Lane buries it into the center of the net. So good effort on the part of Chris Gislin, hustling across court. And we got Schnorr. Down the line, Hector Soto popping it up.
Great
Back
serve.
Up. Down the line goes Soto off the chest of Shane Davis. So Hector Soto going down to his belly to pass that, getting up quickly and putting it away.
Unbelievable athletic play there by Hector Soto. Nice tough serve up the line by Schnorr. He had to go flat out for the pass. Able to get up and hit the ball right back down the line.
Match point number 4, Angel Ruiz's turn. Dug by Pitak. Hector Soto off of 1 foot, and that is the match. IPFW wins in 3 straight over Loyola, 15-13, 15-13, 15-13. Our program tonight was sponsored in part by Dairy Queen, Waterfield Financial Corporation, Fujifilm, Touchstone, Chestnut Group Incorporated, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Pizza Hut of Canterbury, featuring famous Pizza Hut pizza.
Look at the statistics as this match concludes. Hector Soto, the high man in kills, 42 kills, only 8 errors. He had 48%. Unbelievable performance by him. Scott Lane, the second, 19 kills. Jeff Patak came alive there in game 3, had 60 kills rather. IPFW hit 438 as a team. Loyola, they hang in tough. They squandered some leads that Coach Gordon Mayforth won't be happy about. They hit 378 for the match. Their high man was Brad Staub. He had 27 kills. Justin Schnorr, 26 kills. Diggs pretty even, 43-39 in favor of Loyola. Blocks 12-10 in favor of Loyola as well. So pretty even match, as the score does indicate 15-13, 15-13, 15-13. IPFW, as we take a look there at match point.
Out to Stepanitis. That was dug by Pitak. And actually, Angel Ruiz with the final assist of the night. There's a future Don there talking to Scott Lane. A little similar haircut there.
Nice job by Scotty and the boys there tonight. As they get ready now, as the regular season has concluded for the Dons, they'll get ready to host their quarterfinal match next Saturday night here at the Hilliard Gate Sports Center.
Well, we'd like to thank at this time the College 56 production crew, the IPFW athletic staff, the City of Fort Wayne, Comcast Cablevision, the IPFW Learning Resource Center, and especially the IPFW Office of University Relations and Communications for their contributions to this College 56 sports telecast. This telecast of IPFW Sports is copyrighted and the sole property of the College Cable Access Center and IPFW. Unauthorized duplication, exhibition, rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this event without express written consent is strictly prohibited. We hope you've enjoyed our telecast of IPFW Sports. Thanks again for joining us this evening. For Ryan Perrott, this is Jay Warren saying good night.